Hey everybody, welcome back to Fusion 360 Tutorials. My name is Matthew Gibson, and today we're going to be doing just a short quick clip about extruding from a face. And what I mean by that is the face of a structure that you have here. But from where we left off last time, our workspace is a little cluttered, so I'm going to go ahead and just save it to wherever I want it to, and then I'm going to start a new one. And just open up a blank space, and we'll start from there. So I'm going to quickly extrude two cubes, starting with a sketch down here, and I want my cubes to be 35 by 35, and I want another one to be 50 by 50. So we have our two cubes, and just for convenience, I'm gonna extrude them both to the same height, 60 millimeters. Boom. And there we have it. And so let's just say I have for like one of those like city models or building models or something where people just kind of draw vague, broad shapes and kind of draw stuff together. Go, oh, I really think this idea could work, and just to help people visualize. And so if you wanted to do something like that, and you wanted to, let's say, make a bridge between these two buildings, there's a couple ways to do it. And first thing you have to do is you select whichever face you want to draw from. Essentially, you pick whichever face you want to be the canvas that you draw things coming towards you at. And so I'm going to pick this one. Or, because, actually I'm going to pick this one. And this is because this one is completely enveloped by this. So wherever I decided to draw from on that one, it'll automatically meet the other building. And so what you can do is you can actually, if you hit right click, and you can also do the same thing up here in the construct tab, but if you, where is it? Offset plane. If you pick offset plane, you'll see this little gray tab here, and that comes from the construct plane. That's where we are now. And you can do the same thing by offset plane at an angle, tangent, blah, 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 blah. So you have a bunch of different ways, and we'll go over that in another video. But just for now, offset plane is essentially, it's almost as if you have your building, and then you put like a canvas of paper right on top of it, so you can start to draw where you want things to come from. So what you can do, if you wanted, was if you want to build like, actually, yeah, let's switch it up. Let's make a porch or like a little balcony area. And it's not going to look beautiful. It's just going to be a little extrusion out to kind of show you what I'm talking about. But I wanted to draw it from this point here. What I could do is, if I leave it at 0, 0, 0, 0, the dimension's at 0, that means that the plane is going to be exactly on the edge. So for bridge-wise, if I wanted to build a bridge, what I could do now, because now that I have a plane here, is I can right-click on the plane, and then create sketch. I know the orientation does look a little bit funny because I have this other building in my way, but you see how it's set up, the grid that we started with over the plane here. Now let's say I wanted my I wanted to sketch a little bridge looking thing. Nope. Sometimes it gets a little difficult based off, and this is where orientation comes in handy. And see, it looks like I'm drawing on the other one, but because this is the plane I'm working with, it's not actually doing that. It's just boom. Alright. And then I just repeat the same. Oh, well, that is tough to see. I'm sorry, guys. Just scroll out a little bit. Perfect. Okay. And so it's just like extruding before. You hit extrude, you click your shape, and you pull it out. In this case, I want it to go, or I see how it highlights red is that the extrusion will bump into that edge. But yeah, essentially I can pick. But and you see how okay, we just explain what I did. So as I did it, right, I hovered it and I pulled too far and it turned red. And it does that because it doesn't have room for the extrusion, so it won't process it correctly. And Fusion gets very grumpy when you have overlapping models. So what you can do instead, because you see how it gives you essentially like a little line right here going, hey, this is kind of the max range we can get because we'll be snugly up against this shape here. While you're still here in the extruding phase and you haven't given it a dimension yet, you can click on the surface you want it to reach, and it'll reach it perfectly, 35.898, like a specific dimension down to the the millimeter, what you need. You hit enter, and there's your little bridge area between your two structures. I drew it upside down, but regardless, you get the point. And same deal if I wanted to draw something on top of, or coming, like essentially, if I didn't want to extrude something up but something down onto something, it works the same way. I click here, I can go into construct, I can hit offset plane, but let's say what I wanted to do was draw something at this angle, or just whatever, extruding down onto the shape. I would then just repeat the same process, where I would first finalize my selection. I would make it easier to see. Click here, or right click here, create sketch, and does the same thing. Brings up that same plane. That's the thing, is it disappears, right? So it looks a little confusing, but it takes that where that plane was and it makes it into this large grid here, and that's what you draw on. So it's not just restricted to what the little orange plane was before. That was just to show you without making it too cluttery. So let's say I wanted to, I don't know, what's a good shape? Let's do a circle this time. Circle with diameter D. Or let's do, yeah, snap it up to that line. And see how it's on that plane above that shape. And it even shows you where the shape is in case you try to do what I'm about to do. And I go, because I picked 15, or whatever dimensions I picked the plane to be at will be how far it is from the top of this surface here. And so then I go right back into extrude, and I can pull it down 15. I hit enter, and boom, I've extruded down onto it or up off of it. Kind of works the same way, and I've extruded from one shape to another just to show you how it works on a face. So yeah, that's all the time I have for you guys today, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.